Welcome to Hiking Adventures with Mark Winfield. Today I'm with my friend Stuart in the White Mountains of New Hampshire to hike the Presidential Range. Hello everybody, I'm Mark and this is my friend Stuart.
Good day.
And we're here to talk about the Presidential Traverse in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Now, I first got exposed to that through traveling down through the White Mountains and hiking in the Pinkham Notch area, which is part of the Mount Washington Valley, and heard about the Presidential Traverse, which we'll get to. And it's a famous hike in that area, very difficult and challenging, and so I had wanted to do this hike. So I had a volunteer stint coming up at the Appalachian Mountain Club in June, and I planned to do the hike then. Now, I'm a hike leader with the Lunenburg County Hikers, and my friend here, Stuart, is also a hike leader. And so I invited all of the hike leaders to come along with me and do this hike, and for better or worse, Stuart said yes. So
Sounded very interesting to me.
So why did you say yes?
Well, I thought it was a nice challenge, and I thought it would be very, very interesting. I had been to the White Mountains before, that area, and but just driving through, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. So I thought, well, the opportunity to hike would be great, and to go with Mark, who's experienced, and to help me out with the necessities as to what what equipment we need and that sort of thing. I felt very confident that that would be a nice, successful trip, a lot of fun, and it was.
It turned out to be quite an adventure, and I'm not sure whether Stuart's confidence in me has increased or decreased, but we'll get to that later. So we'd like to tell you about the Presidential Traverse in the White Mountains. Now, it is a range of mountains that are named for U.S. presidents, and all of them are above 4,000 feet. And in the world of hiking, climbing a 4,000 footer is just something that you want to do. 4,000 feet is kind of a boundary thing.
Well, here is the traditional route for the Presidential Trail. Starting here, there are a number of ways up to the Madison Hut, and we had intended to stay at the huts along the ridge between the mountains. As you see there in green, there are 9 mountain peaks over 4,000 feet, and we were thinking, well, like most people, start down here and go up and maybe stay the first day at the hut, or take in Madison, the summit, and then carry on from there and come down the Pinkham Notch to the Highland Center here in pink.
But on the first day, getting to the hut was only 3.5 miles. So I suggested that really wasn't enough work for the first day. And I wonder whether that was a good choice. So I'm going to show you where we decided to go, which is different than the traditional route. So the traditional route is here, and to get to Madison Hut, from Appalachia, you don't actually have to go over Mount Madison, because Mount Madison is over here to the right of that little arrow. So what I suggested, and Stuart bought into, was that we would start in Pinkham Notch at the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. And the route would look like this. We would go up the old Jackson Road, up here. Then we would take the Osgood cutoff over there to connect with the Osgood Trail, which would take us up the opposite side of Mount Madison from where the hut is. So therefore, to get to the hut, we would have to go over Madison and then go down to the hut. Whereas if we'd gone from the traditional route, we would be on the same side of the mountain as the hut is located. So to do that, this is about 2,000 feet elevation. The elevation of the mountain is about 5,300 feet. So we're going to be climbing 3,300 feet in elevation, quite apart from the distance, and this distance is 10 kilometers or 6 miles.
If we had not gone that route, we would have missed a beautiful, beautiful waterfalls and rapids over a suspension bridge right here, too. So it was, there were some good parts about.
Oh yeah, we saw some good stuff.
It was just a fabulous route, beautiful.
And we could have gone an alternate route as well. You can see here where we go across the Osgood cutoff to connect from one trail to the other. There's another route just up there that would have taken us to directly to the hut, and we wouldn't have had to go through the boulder zone, which you'll see later on. That probably would have been a better choice, but that's not a choice that we made. The plan was to stay at the hut. Now at the huts, you can get meals and water and so on, plus a bunk. Nonetheless, we brought the supplies and sleeping bags and tent and so on, in case we couldn't get into the hut and therefore would have to sleep outdoors. So we were prepared to do this without even going to a hut.
In any event, we had all the equipment we needed to camp.
Prior to the hike, Mark and I exchanged a lot of information via emails, and we met to look at the contents of our packs to make sure we had the right equipment without duplicating things, and enough food for extra days and that sort of thing, and to keep the weight down to about a reasonable 30 pounds without water.
The weather in the mountains is something you don't want to ignore, but we checked and we had a favorable forecast, so away we went. So this is Stuart. Say hello, Stuart.
Hello, everyone.
We are at Pinkham Notch at the information center here, about to start our hike, elevation 2,000 feet. And it's just a gorgeous day in early June here in the White Mountains. And we're going to hike the Appalachian Trail up to Mount Madison, and then we're going to do the Presidential Traverse ending at Mount Pierce and at the Crawford Notch Information Center, the Appalachian Mountain Club Highland Center. And so we're here just getting organized to get our hike started. It's a really good day. There's Joe Dodge Lodge. We just came out of the information center and confirmed that we don't need to take our micro spikes because virtually all of the snow and ice are gone from the mountains. And so there looks to be lots of people out around here. So we're going to go and get our packs on and start our hike. So here's our packs. My pack weighs 32 pounds without water, about 38 pounds with it. And Stuart, what does yours weigh?
Mine's about the same, maybe about 39 pounds with water.
Yep. So we now are walking on the Old Jackson Road, which is part of the Appalachian Trail, which we're going to be traveling on the Appalachian Trail through much of our hike. And away we go. We're just beginning.
So beautiful.
It's a great day. Perfect day for hiking. And now we're going up, way up, just the beginning. It's no fair, you're going downhill. We're along the way and come across a welcome flat stretch, which I'm sure won't last very long, but we're grateful for it while it does. So despite checking the map and also our GPS, we made our first navigation error, which was pretty minor, but we're having to retrace our footprints for about 0.1 of a kilometer, maybe 0.2, and then we'll correct our error. So this is the way we should have gone, and if we'd paid a little more attention, we would have seen the white blaze on the tree right there. We're in a small little valley or ravine. A little bit concerned about those gray clouds over there, but nothing we can do about it, so we carry on.
Fairly soon in our hike, we came across some boulders, which was representative of some of the bouldering we had to do later. Just a mild introduction, but this is some pretty hard climbing, not your regular easy hike.
We're briefly out of the woods a bit, and we can see a ski hill across the valley. I don't know which one that is. There's Mountain N.H.
If we had our rollerblades, we could come down that ski hill.
Sure you could. We're coming to a road, which I'm quite certain is the road you take to drive up to the top of Mount Washington. And I think at some point we cross this road, but we'll find out soon. So we've crossed the road, and we're about a third of the way up to Madison.
Once we crossed the Mount Washington Road, we kind of knew we were into some heavier hiking and some more ascent up to the summit.
The trail is quite rough. You can see here, stepping over a lot of rocks and roots. We just got past a section where we did quite a bit of climbing. So.
There's a bald spot.
Up that way, but we're going that way.
We're going that way.
We've taken off our packs, and we're going to head up here to Lowe's Bald Spot and see what there is to see. Part of the reason that we're doing this hike this way is that we're doing it in 3 days. Now, this is the Presidential Traverse is a popular thing to do in 24 hours. The problem with doing it in 24 hours is you don't have time to take little side excursions like this one and see these sights, which are really something. This is just a gorgeous view. Just went up and down quite a kind of sketchy stretch. A lot of big steps up and over rocks and quite steep. Quite a bit easier here. Very nice. Yeah. This last little stretch has been a lot friendlier. Had quite a few little stream crossings, but nothing of any consequence. And we're about halfway, and we've kind of resolved to pick up the pace a little bit. Not that we're pressed for time, but just seems like the thing to do. It just came from there. So we're at an intersection in the road. We got to figure out which way to go. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, Stuart's got it all under control.
I think maybe it's all downhill and uphill.
Yeah, and anyway, down below us, there's a bit of a raging river. You can probably see it and hear it. It looks like it's quite beautiful. And we've mostly been either going flat or going downhill, so I'm afraid that this last stretch is going to be a lot of climbing. But we're going to find that out, so we'll see.
Here we have a nice bridge to take us across the river over to the Osgood cutoff trail, and then now we're up here. It's nice and easy. Oh, nice bouncy bridge, beautiful. Nice cable bridge, feels secure but nice and bouncy. I'm going to stop here in the middle and take a picture of the rapids. Up the river and then down the river. Yeah, not too good for canoeing. And carrying along our Nice footbridge. And I'm going to stop here right at the end of this bridge. Turn it around and see, here comes Mark. Mark's taking a video as well. He's documenting all of this. And make sure you check out Mark Winfield's adventures on YouTube.
I think we're going up. Are we having fun yet, Stuart?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, he says. He's lying.
As beautiful as this terrain is, we are starting to get into some more steep sections, and it's starting to take its toll.
We're starting on the Osgood cutoff, which is a continuation of the Appalachian Trail, and then we're going to head straight up to the summit of Mount Madison. The other trail would have taken us up to Madison Springs Hut, but then we would have to separately go up to the summit. So we'd always planned to go this way, so this is what we're going to do. But we got some serious climbing ahead of us. Kind of a tricky crossing here, but we made it, no problem. Up. We're into the hardcore climbing. We're at 2,600 feet, and every step is uphill. And we got about 2 miles to go to the summit, I'm guessing. And it's 5:30, so we should be done before sunset. So we're now at 2,760 feet, and we're continuing up. We continue to climb. We're now at 3,200 feet, and I don't know if Stuart's impressed with that or not, but we have through the trees here just a lovely view. Hope you can see it. It's and that's where we came from down there, and that's where we're going up
More
there.
of the same.
More of the same. Very rough trail, extremely rough. A lot of big steps, a lot of using your hands to get over boulders and stuff.
But we're doing okay.
But we're doing okay.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. We've come around a corner, and quite to our surprise, come across this staircase, and I cannot imagine how much work this was to construct. Let's look at this. Amazing. Continue to go up. We're at 3,540 feet, and it's about 7 o'clock at night. 4,000 feet. 4,085. We're at 4,135 feet. Come across this. I presume that's Mount Washington there. I'm not certain. Look at this. How nice is this? This is why we put ourselves through all this work. And has it been a lot of work today, Stuart?
It has, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it.
You can see that the forest has changed. Everything is stunted. Not many trees are more than 6 feet tall. And there's Stuart. is in another direction. Across these beautiful flowers. First time we've seen these. Monument of some sort near the summit. Not sure what it is. No, I wasn't planning.
Not much daylight left.
I think we're at the summit of Mount Madison. Whew. It's a tired man.
We made it before dark.
At this point, we're in near darkness. We're operating with our headlamps. It's difficult to videotape in the darkness, and also our footing on the boulder fields is kind of risky, and we want to try to avoid injury as well, and still try to find our way either over the summit or to Madison Hut.
We made our way up the boulder field to this crossroads, which is most of the way to the summit, and we couldn't find our path beyond this. So at 11 o'clock at night, we called it a day and set up our tent. We didn't have supper yet, so we cooked that and had that, and eventually went to bed. As we made slow progress, difficult progress up the mountain, and we lost the light and were basically climbing over boulders in the dark, we realized that our day one plan just wasn't going to work out. We weren't going to make it to the hut. So we started thinking about calling it a day and finding an appropriate place to spend the night, which we did find at the crossroads that we showed you. It's important when you go to make adjustments, and when we did our planning, we had the ability to make adjustments because we brought the gear and the attitude to do the right thing along the way. Good morning. So this is where we spent the night last night. We finally crawled in our sleeping bags around midnight, and I must say it was a rough evening. We ran out of light, and we got up here to this particular point, and we're supposed to be within a mile of the hut, which was our destination, but we could not find the trail in the darkness, even though we had our headlamps on, that would take us to the hut. So that's when Stuart gets the coffee going here,
Yes.
which is very important. It's his most important duty.
And with addition.
Yeah, that's right. And we have some Bailey's Irish cream to go with that. So. Yeah, people are probably going to say we're nuts for doing what we did, but they don't get to wake up to this. And we do. And I must say, that puts you in a good mood first thing.
Perfect. Look at that.
Just a glorious day here. It is 7:30 in the morning, and we got everything all packed up. Here's my bag, our poles. Stuart's got his bags. He hasn't got his makeup on yet, but
No.
we'll cut him some slack.
I tried to shave this morning, but I couldn't find a rock sharp enough.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing day. We have our parkas on because it was at 5:30 when we woke up. It was
Chilly.
quite chilly.
Yep.
I was shivering a little bit.
It's warmed up quite a bit now, and there's not a cloud in the sky. So where we are here, we're near the summit of Madison, which is right up there. And our destination today is Madison Hut, which is only a mile from here approximately. And there's supposed to be over in that direction a trail.
Direct route.
Direct route it's called. And then there's another route that goes up over the mountain here. Now, I'm going to show you here. And keep in mind, we came through this last night under the light of our headlamps. And I mean, what you see here is what we're going to be traveling with the next little while, and what we traveled against for quite a ways getting to here. And it's hard work, very slow going. So we can't find the direct route to the hut, which is supposed to be over here. So we're going to go up over the mountain, and we feel there's less chance of getting misdirected that way. There's no trail here. All there is those cairns, which you can see up here on the mountain. There's cairns up there. So, and of course where we camped last night, there's a cairn, and
This is where
there's another big one there.
I think this is where Mark. You may have slept with this under your back last night.
Yeah, I think so.
And I slept with this one on my butt.
Yeah.
But it was mostly pretty comfy.
Yeah, considering that we were, the situation, we just came up there, and up there, heading up there. So here we are. We've come along this line, following those cairns, enjoying the view. Of course, we have to pay attention to the rocks we're stepping on, but this is not a bad view. Mount Washington over there. We still have to go up there. We are at 4,760 feet, and Madison is 5,300 feet tall. Big hill. 4,900 feet. 4,900, Stuart. We think this is the last climb to Madison, to the top. We'll find out. We thought that before.
Why just wave, like you do a neighborly thing. I never met him.
None of this is easy, but we're on a bit of a tough stretch here. But look over here. At 5,015 feet. We're up. Just a little bit more, we hope.
In my guesstimation, there comes Mark, Winfield, Wilderness Adventure Tours, coming up just, I think this is the Mount Madison summit by the looks of things. And here we are, slightly zoomed in, but not much. Farm down there, and some ski hill. Getting blown away by the wind. Ski hill over there, and I'm pretty sure that's the drive up to Mount Washington. See those bumper stickers? This car climbed Mount Washington. Well, I'm going to put a tattoo on my butt. This sorry old ass climbed Mount Washington. We're heading down this way. You can see a little speck of white. We've had a lot of water hikers.
So we are now at the summit of Madison, 5,366 feet. We've earned being here. Fair statement.
You bet. Very fair.
But I tell you, the view is beautiful. There's Mount Washington over there, and just everywhere you look. It's gorgeous mountains. We're at the summit at the moment. Hot, we hope. There, take a break. Got a little rock wall here. Lead the way. Stuart. Welcome site, Madison Springs Hut, where we had hoped to get and spend the night last night, but that didn't work out.
Well, we finally made it to Madison Hut. We expected to get here yesterday afternoon before dark, but at midnight we still hadn't reached the peak of Mount Madison, and which is behind me quite a ways. A mile or more of crossing, much worse than what you see here. So we might just see if we can find something to eat. Definitely we're out of water. It's now we're 5 hours into our day 2 before we got here. So we're ready for some water and maybe a bite to eat, and maybe a bunk for the night. At about the point where we set up camp for the night, near the summit of Mount Madison, we started to question our
not our decision, but our progress, because we had hoped to get to Madison Hut in the afternoon of day one, and we weren't anywhere near there yet. We had at least another mile through the boulder fields. So although we had a nice night setting up camp, it was comfortable. We knew we had a long way to go, and fatigue started to set in. We probably maybe got 3 hours of good sleep, so the risk of injury goes up with fatigue level. So we started to question, well, maybe we should find an opportunity to cut our trip short and try again another day.
So we're at Madison Springs Hut, and of course this is off-grid. All their supplies are packed up the mountain. You can believe that, which I met a couple of the people that do that. And you can stay here, and they have a variety of bunks. And you can stay here. They also have a special program for thru hikers on the Appalachian Trail that, under certain conditions, they can work off their night stay here, and provide labor to the hut, and be able to stay here for the night. And then they move on, of course, because that's what thru hikers do. So we're enjoying a nice hot coffee. Nice kitchen area. Dining room. And washrooms, of course. And of course, great mountain views. So we're on our way down, we haven't gone very far, but this is what we're seeing on the way. Not bad. The mountains in the Mount Washington area are famous for unpredictable extreme weather, and we came across these warning signs that sadly some people don't heed, that cautions you to pay attention to the weather, and if bad weather's coming, to get off the mountain. We're part way down the trail, taking a break. Rain's a nice day, and our progress is slow, probably mostly because of me, because I'm not a very sure-footed guy, but there's nothing I can do about that.
You're not falling. Safe. That's all that matters.
That's right. Anyway, we carry on. We're on the way down still. Getting later on in the afternoon, and there's a trail that goes down there to the Lower Bruin Trail. But we're continuing on the Valley Way Trail, and we hope to be done soon, but we'll see. We're at about 3,000 feet, and came across this interesting geographic feature. It's a bit of a cave, a little bit of a waterfall, a little bit of a stream. And Stewart's also used it as a wash basin.
It is indeed. The water is nice and cool and fresh.
The trail is been getting better as we've gone down, but still plenty rough. So, 2,900 feet. It's 6 o'clock, and we're 2,100 feet, and we're hoping the end is near, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit up ahead on the left. Take a left turn.
That's something I said once too often to Stuart last night when we were climbing up Madison, and anyway, he's been haunting me with it today, and fair enough. So we're down around 2,000 feet at the moment, getting close to the end, I think. So today, we were up at 5:30 in the morning, though we saw a wicked sunrise, but we had slept on the mountain, Madison, at somewhere around 4,600 feet. Then we climbed to the summit of Madison, which is 5,300 feet, and now we've descended back down to about 2,000 feet. And along the way, we had to navigate going up and going down an extremely challenging boulder field, very treacherous. Fortunate we had no mishaps. We're still hiking, and I just took a look at my recording on all trails, and since we started this morning, we've been on the road, so to speak, for 12 hours. Now, granted, we stopped at Madison Hut for probably 2 hours, but at this point, in 10 hours of hiking, we've only gone 9.1 kilometers. To say it's been hard slogging is, probably a good descriptor. Has it been a tough day, Stuart?
It has been 2 tough days.
2 tough days. So we just passed a sign that says we got 0.8 miles to go, and I must say that the last 2 days have been the most difficult and tiring hikes I've ever done.
I am so hot from 12 hours of hiking today, and if we weren't so near the exit point to try to find a ride back to our cars, I would take my clothes off and jump right in here and slide that down, ride that river down. That's no lazy river. That is a fun ride, all the way from way up there. That would be a thrill and a half. But another time.
So we've just arrived at the Appalachia parking lot, and the last shuttle left hours ago, so we got to figure out how to get there. We just finished 2 days of hiking, and for my part, they were the toughest 2 days of hiking I've ever done, and I'm probably the most tired I've ever been. What do you feel about it, Stuart?
I feel exactly the same. I'm a hike leader for Outdoor Center Canada, and hike Nova Scotia, and lead hikes with Lunenburg County hikers. We do mild hikes, sometimes moderate hikes. I prefer the more moderate and difficult hikes, but I've never ever had anything as difficult as what we've just been through the last 2 days. It is extremely challenging, and I'd warn everyone, if the sign does say you need to be extremely fit to go on these trails, definitely, and be properly equipped as well.
So it's a couple of weeks since we finished our hike, and the aches and pains and trials and tribulations have kind of mellowed out. And I can tell you that we have fond memories of our hike despite the challenges of it, and we are definitely going to give the hike another try.
Yeah, the hike wasn't a failure. We adjusted our plans and we got off the mountain safely, and we want to do it again. And in the process, I feel we developed a real good friendship as well and during the trip. So look forward to doing that one more time.